I'm Mike Bibby.
I'm Ty Ellis.
I'm Eddie House, host of the Straight Game Podcast.
Each week we're bringing you real,
raw conversations about sports,
life, and family.
We already linked with Fat Joe, Baron Davis, Jamal Crawford.
Man, we just getting started.
Tap into Straight Game wherever you get your podcasts.
You can also watch all episodes on YouTube.
What's happening? Welcome to the Straight Game Podcast. I got Mike Bibby here. I got Ty Ellis. And I got one of my childhood friends. Such a pleasure to have Roy Williams, five-time Pro Bowler, big-time football player for the Dallas Cowboys on here. Roy, appreciate you taking the time and joining us, brother.
Of course, man. You guys, thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure for sure.
I'm gonna get straight into it.
Yeah.
You know, the Cowboys. How you feeling about them this year?
Roy, that's a loaded question, bro.
Nah, I know. I mean, because Cowboy Nation, crazy, man. You say something wrong, they coming for your neck. No, I'm always root for the boys, 1,000%. But I mean, I'm interested to see how the guys respond to after, getting those nice contracts. Fantasy, I'm so happy I didn't have Dak in because he didn't play the whole game and that would have hurt me. So I'm looking forward to seeing him shine this week for fantasy purposes. But I think they'll be fine. I mean, I think Coach Mike Zimmer has a defense flying around. They got to showcase just a little bit of what they're gonna do all season.
I got a question for you. No, I think the best receiver of all time is Jerry Rice, obviously. You got Randy Moss on there. Who was a guy that you were going to come when you came to the game like, shit, I'm gonna have my day work. My day's gonna be full of surprises.
But he a hard hitter though.
I already know.
So he coming in the box. He coming to tear somebody's neck off.
But who that's gonna give you you're gonna have to work that day? Who's the best receiver you had to go against?
No, I actually got to go against Jerry. When he was, when he was with Seattle. I kind of roughed him up on the sideline. It's pretty cool. And he was like, "Come on, young fella, you don't got to do all that." And I was like,
"You got to."
But so I got to play against Jerry Rice, which was an honor because I'm from the Bay, so I grew up watching Jerry and all those guys do their thing. But T.O. was a beast to go against. And then got to play against, Chad, got to play against Randy Moss. Larry Fitzgerald.
Megatron too?
He was a little after me.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed playing against top talent. But, like Eddie said, I literally was looking forward to putting a little hit on somebody. So I didn't care who I played against.
You was out there taking it. You were taking bounties, huh? You was taking bounties, trying to take helmets off.
I was trying. I most definitely was trying my damnedest for sure. Yeah.
So Eddie talks about you a lot, and rightfully so. I'm from Dallas. I grew up a Cowboys fan, and they tease me now.
He lying. He is not a Cowboys fan, Roy. Don't let him sit here and fucking bullshit you, okay?
I literally
said Baltimore the other day. Now because you here, he want to be a Cowboy fan.
Hey, Roy, don't listen to him, man.
Am I lying, Mike?
Roy, I literally just said 15 minutes ago, I was a huge fan of Roy, and I love the Cowboys back when he played. Now, I don't ride with the Cowboys now, and I told them the reason why. But as I was saying, peanut head up. But
okay,
Eddie,
Gnarls Farkley.
So tell us about Eddie, man. Like y'all grew up together from the Bay. He talks about you a lot with so much reverence, and now you on the podcast, man. Like, give it to us.
No, honestly, I'm forever indebted to the older guys like Eddie because I got to watch them. We played Pop Warner football together, Union City Colts, and I got to see them grow into something I inspired to be. And to be able to say, I got to see Eddie putting up shots at Temple Park right by the swimming pool, working on his fadeaway and just working on his quick, his quick release. I mean, I got to pass him the ball, feeding him while he was getting those shots up, just having fun, and not knowing I was going to be able to go sit courtside at the Miami Heat game and watch him do something that he grew to love, and he's doing it at the highest level. I was very fortunate to be able to witness that. And the game I'm talking about is the same jersey that's right behind me. It's like,
that's dope.
I'm so fortunate that where we grew up in Union City, it was just a cesspool of young, hungry kids that were trying to get out of their situation that they're in. And I got to watch Eddie play at the highest level.
Hey, Roy, so look, you was a hard hitter from day one. You know what I mean? If y'all, let me tell you, if you ain't watched the footage on him, he was killing. They made a rule for you, the horse collar. You was the one that really was. What made you start doing that?
I honestly was doing horse collar and tackling when I was a young kid. And it sucks because there were guys way before me in the 60s and 80s and 70s that were doing the horse collar tackle. Now, I got deemed a dirty player because, quote unquote, I guess I perfected the tackle, and that tackle turned into players having season-ending injuries and taking them out of the game for good, which I don't brag about. But when you step on that football field, I was always taught, bring down your opponent by any means necessary. And the way I did the horse collar was I gave them the illusion that they had me beat either inside or outside, and I forced them by my body position for them to go that direction or either direction. And then I knew that I can, chase them and just grab them in the back and bring them down real fast. It was most definitely was violent, 1,000%, but it brought them down. And that's just the way. That's how I grew up tackling. I was self-taught, and I self-taught myself how to trick people into thinking I'm doing something and they had me beat, and then they just grab them in the back and then bring them down. And now it's crazy because I once got praise for it, and then literally the next season I got villainized for it, saying I was a dirty player. So it's crazy. But yeah, I have a rule in the NFL. Think about that. think about that though. I was an 8-year-old kid wanting it to even just play in the NFL, and then now I have a rule named after me. And it just doesn't go NFL. It goes NFL. It goes college. It goes high school. It goes Little League. Like
they called it.
Boom! That's an impact. That's an impact.
That's a huge impact.
They call it your name. They use your name with it.
Sometimes they do. Yes, sir. That's the Roy Williams. Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Eddie just mentioned how hard you hit. For one, who inspired that style, that violent style of hitting? And with all this CTE and all these different things with hard hitting, and we just saw Tua get another concussion. Mm-hmm. Did you experience concussions from hitting so hard?
1,000% did. Yes. Yep.
Wow.
They say when you tackle and you see stars, you have a concussion. That's been starting since I was about 6 or 7 years old.
Oh,
so,
wow.
So just to be real, I've had concussions, ones that were documented in the NFL, probably like four to six maybe. But I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. I get it. It's a dangerous sport. Players' safety is important, but I would do it all over again because I love football. And I probably wouldn't be able to even exist in today's game because it's not football what I grew up on. I grew up on Ronnie Lott and Jack Tatum.
Exactly.
Like I grew up on some dogs.
Yeah.
And so that's why if you ever watch a highlight, you see me coming in with my forearm because I copied Ronnie Lott. That's the reason why. And so, but I would do it day in, day out, any and every time, because I love contact and I loved football. And that was my outlet and release when I was a younger kid, because kids like Eddie, used to bully and pick on me.
Get the hell out of here.
I can see that too, Roy. I can see that too.
You know he bullshitting. You know he bullshitting.
We were talking about a story about you guys. We're talking about before we got on the air. Tell the people of how he used to bully you. What he did to you was bullshit. As a little kid, tell him the Bloody Mary story.
Yes, most definitely. So we're over at Eddie's grandparents' house. If I remember right, when you walk in the house, you walk probably about 5 or 6 feet straight, and it's like a narrow hallway. And just to the left is a bathroom. And in that bathroom, Eddie was like, "Hey, we're gonna play this game." And it was little Mikey, little punk ass. So Mikey was like, "All right, let's do it." So we all huddle up in this room, right? But I don't know at what point them two little jokers left, and it was only me in that damn bathroom saying Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and they were shaking the door and banging on it. And and then they put some ketchup on the sink. So I'm thinking like, oh shit, this lady is in here with me. So it was traumatizing.
That was kids being kids.
He happy about that.
No, I forgot about that, but I remember it now when he's telling me.
No, it was fun. That. No, it was fun. But I remember vividly though. Like I remember when Eddie, I think it was Jackie, it was Chris. They were clean at the prom. Boy, y'all was clean.
Fresh to death.
White fits with the patent leather Jordans, dude. I remember that to this day.
I was fresh to death.
My gosh. I remember that clear as day. Like, because I went with one of my sister's friends, younger sisters or whatever, and like I'm fucking 15 years old. I'm looking at these jokers with fresh ass clothes. I got some rented shit on, and I'm just like, wow, I want to be that one day.
So being from the Bay, all these college teams around your area, how'd you get to Oklahoma for Bob Stoops, and how was it playing for the one of the greatest coaches ever?
Honestly, just to rewind, I wasn't there when Bob Stoops came in after I got there. So I got recruited by John Blake and Joe Dickerson. And long story short, my good buddy, Damian Mackey, he wasn't going to go to Stanford, and I was going to go to UCLA, and we were going to have a friendly rivalry playing against each other. But in our championship game, we played De La Salle, and Damian blew out his knee. And Stanford at that time took back his scholarship, right? And so I was like, man, that's messed up. So, and at that time, I was getting ready to go on a recruiting visit to Cal Berkeley. And so when I went on my visit to Cal Berkeley was like, hey, you're going to come here? And I said, I'll come here on one condition. I said, if you bring my buddy Damien. They said, we don't want him. I said, I'm not coming here. And then my aunt that worked at the student cafeteria at OU talked to the athletic director, Steve Owens, which he's a Heisman winner at OU back in the 70s, he was a Heisman winner. He was like, oh, we get this all the time. Give me something on him. So I guess I was on the cover of a magazine or something. And I think about it. I was inside the magazine, and you know who was on the cover, I think?
Who?
Mr. Mike Bibby, just to be real about it.
Wow.
Crazy. But if I remember right, I think it is, because, not to sidetrack, but swear to God, Mike Bibby was like the swollest fucking basketball player I ever seen in my life when I was younger.
Well, you should see him now.
I know. I'm just like,
now.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, I'm not gonna say I'm starstruck, but it's like, dude, you're Mike Bibby. Like, come on. but just all respect. But
Appreciate that,
so my aunt then sent the magazine and then our highlight tapes, and then next thing I know, I think we're at track practice or something, and here comes this guy with a black cowboy hat, black leather jacket, black cowboy boots, starch jeans, big ass silver belt buckle. And I was like, dude, who is this country mofo right here, right? And it was Joe Dickerson. And he was like, your aunt Valletta, Miss V, said that you guys are interested in coming to the OU. And so he came to our houses. He came to my house first and then went to Damien's. Then next thing you know, we went on a recruiting visit. And that's after that recruiting visit, after I met with Coach Sean Blake in his office, he was like, what is it going to take for you to come to OU? I said, hey, as long as you get my buddy here, I'm here. He was like, oh, we're going to make that happen. And I was like, I'm coming to Oklahoma. And then probably about a week or two later, we signed and our letter of intent and to go to OU.
Wow. Miss V is responsible for all those awards, all those accolades, all those. Wow. Does Miss V have a trophy, a plaque? Because there is no Roy Williams without Miss V. Is that accurate?
There's no
at
Roy
OU.
Williams at OU.
Yeah, yes. At OU.
Yes,
oh,
for sure.
Man, that's
1,000%.
dope. That's dope.
Give me answer this for me. What's your greatest moment of your NFL career, Roy?
I would say my greatest moment, and it sounds crazy, but you got to understand my perspective, and Eddie will probably understand it more, and hopefully he'll give you guys my book. But I would say every moment that I was able to suit up and step out on a football field Sunday, Thursday, or whenever we're playing was my greatest moment, because to understand what I went through, to even get to that point, it was like I won every time I was able to step out on the football field and play. Mm-hmm. So that I felt like those were my greatest moments every time I stepped on that football field, because I had overcome so much to even get to that point. Yeah. So it was a victory for every time, me even going into the facility, going through every practice, weightlifting. It's like, dude, I was a kid living out a dream. Yes. Now if I want to say like greatest moments, whatever, like some hits on some people, I had a great hit against Emmitt Smith when he went to the Arizona Cardinals and then came back to play us. I think his first year back in Cowboy Stadium, broke his shoulder hitting him.
How many people have you knocked out of games? I know you got that count. How many people have you knocked out of games?
I don't know. I don't know.
Where you hit them and they didn't come back.
I don't know. I do not know, because I probably blacked out my damn self. So let's just be right. I don't know. But I thought it was pretty cool, because one of the toughest running backs I had to tackle was Ricky Williams. And we both got inducted to the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame the same year. I forget the year it was.
2018.
So 2018, he came up to me and was like, Roy, he was like, you were the hardest person that ever hit me. He was like, he actually said, I think he said, I separated his shoulder. And I literally was trying to play back the moment when I had a clean shot on him, and I don't even remember having a hit on him. So it was just like, but he does, but he ran for like damn near 200 yards on us. Like, it was a Thanksgiving game. Right. I know he went crazy on us, and I'm just like, dude, he was so hard to tackle you, dude. He was so elusive. Like, Ricky Williams is phenomenal running back. Like, I give him so much props, dude. Like, Ricky Williams is the bomb, straight up.
Speaking about your childhood, right? I did give them copies of your book, and I opened it up this morning and got into it. And you were saying overcome, right? Isn't that the first chapter, the name of the first chapter, correct? The things that you had to overcome is something that I didn't know you were dealing with. We known each other forever, you know what I'm saying? So you're about 6 years old. And the things that you were dealing with at the time that nobody knew about, not being able to read all the way up into high school, and then feeling like you could never, like you were trapped inside of your body while you were in the classroom and it was closing in. Talk about that journey for you to get, and all that hard work to finally get over it. And we talked last week about this too. You went back and got your degree. So congratulations on that again. Just all of those obstacles that you were dealing with and how you were feeling. This is called Straight Game Podcast, and we try to give game. So can you give game to people who are out there that might be dealing with the same situation and the same, whatever you were going through, kind of give them how you overcame it and how you can overcome it and keep believing in yourself?
Well, it first started off with understanding that I needed help, right? And it took me to go to my mom and say, hey, Mom, I need some help. I can't read. And the look on my mom's face with her not like it registering her son looking at you saying that, hey, I can't read, kind of blew her mind, because she was just assuming that I can read, but I couldn't. And it finally hit from me, because I felt like I was most definitely the teachers were just pushing me through the system, because I was a problem child. I truly was, because I felt like they were picking on me because they knew I couldn't do something, but they wanted me to read out loud. And I was like, that hurt. And then the turning point was that, and the turning point for me was around the 10th grade. My mom came to me and was like, look, you can't be acting out in class anymore, because if you're wanting to go to college, football is your path to making it. And if that's the case, you're going to need to get a scholarship, because we can't afford to pay for you to go to college. And that was I need to get my stuff together. And then we had the conversation. And then we started the process of going back over. So my mom worked at Stanford Hospital. Eddie knows where it's at. It's over in Palo Alto. We lived in Union City. So we had to cross the bridge. My mom crossed the bridge from Union City to Palo Alto to go to work, then come back to Union City. They pick me up and then take me back over to Palo Alto, on the Palo Alto side, to get tutored for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, however long it was, just to take me back home. So my mom was the true hero and helping me become who I became, because she didn't want her son failing. And so I would tell younger kids, adults, whatever, just admitting that you have a problem, one, and then two, seeking help. And don't be afraid to, say that you need help, because that's the common ground for people of masking their problems and not letting it out, asking for help, seeking for help. I mean, I found that to be so refreshing when I was in class, and I would go in early to talk to my teachers and tell them, these are my struggles. This is the stuff I'm dealing with, just to let you know. And they were a little more lenient towards me and more understanding of trying to help me achieve my goal, as far as being able to participate in class, to help me, getting extra help was huge for me. I mean, I was a resource student. If people don't know what a resource student is, it's I would break out, say, 5th period, 6th period into a resource class where there were specialized teachers to help me go over the stuff I just got done learning. I did that all through middle school. I did that all through high school. People didn't know, and I don't like telling what I've been through. That's why even writing that book, there's going to be some stuff, Eddie, you read, you're going to be mind blown, because especially when you get to the last chapter, you're really going to be oh my gosh. And Roy did this for some other people. Roy did that. You'll understand what I'm talking about once you get to the last chapter and see the whole full story of what I've been through. You'll get it. I'm not even about to ruin it for you, but just to shoot it straight, don't ever be afraid of being vulnerable and letting people in, trustworthy people, and letting them know that you need help. Just be open and allow somebody to help you help yourself.
That's dope, man. Thank you for being vulnerable and transparent.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think more people, us included, we have to start leaning on the people that love us the most.
Yeah.
So 2001 Red River Shootout.
Mm-hmm.
OU Texas is a phenomenal game at the Cotton Bowl. Everybody looks forward to it. Mm-hmm. You guys win the game from a phenomenal play by you. I'm sure the OU fans who are watching this, they're loving it. They want to reminisce over it. And the Texas fans, is exact opposite. But you did a play when the game was on the line. You timed it perfectly. Talk about that.
The Superman play?
Yeah.
Superman?
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. So I'll rewind a little bit. So just to set up why that play is now in Oklahoma lore for forever.
Yeah.
Right. Forever. So earlier in that quarter, earlier in the fourth quarter, they called the same blitz. It was a slam dog blitz. I'm coming on the blitz. I mistimed it as far as my angle. And the lineman, I came off the lineman, and then all of a sudden I seen the running back, Brett Robin. And last minute I just jumped and he hit me in the groin. On fire, on fire, right? And then I try to get up. I'm getting up, trying to limp run, and then the lineman comes sideswipe me, right? And then so I think we end up getting an interception that drive, and our offense is driving down the field. We got stalled. We did a pooch punt. Basically, we fake field goal, and the field goal kicker punts the ball. Nathan Basher catches the ball on the 2-yard line to set up the play. And then it was a TV timeout, and Mike Stoops and Coach Brenton Venables, who's the head coach currently right now at OU, pulled me to the side. Each of one of them on 3 different occasions or 4 was like, hey, Roy, we're going to call slam dogs. Don't leave your feet. And people don't understand, like, my preparation as far as my learning disabilities and having to go over plays nonstop, like, people don't understand. I probably put in, no lie, between 10 to 15 hours a week with my coach. And so I'm literally, that's just on my own. That's not even including team defense and DB individuals. So, so that play, I knew that the way the play was set up, I was going to be one-on-one with the running back. The running back's probably like 5'5", 5'6". I knew that he wasn't going to hit me high because I would have ran through him. So I was thinking in my head, like, shit, coach told me not to jump, 1. And then 2, I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it, right? Because the fastest way to get to him is to leave my feet. So I run up, mistimed it, back up a little bit, and then just take off. And I jump. I leave my feet, and I'm like, shit, I need to make this. I'm like, fuck, I need to make this play. So I go, hit the ball out of Chris Sims' hands, tackles him, the ball flutters in the air, and then it falls in Teddy Lehman's hand. He runs in the end zone. We're up, at that time, was it 13-3. And then, like, what people don't know is after we did that, I'm like, shit, I got to go to the sideline. But what's the cool thing about it is I'm on special teams, so I was on kickoff. So I'm running off the field. I'm running straight to the kickoff line so I don't have to see my coach. Right. So go to kickoff. Cool. First, I got double teamed on the kickoff. I almost made the tackle, but I got double teamed. All right, cool. Very first play, fucking Chris Sims throws the ball to me and I intercepted it. Right. And I'm like, fuck. My coach is straight looking right at me and was like, come here. And then he grabs me around the neck and was like, I told you not to fucking jump. Shakes my neck and then pushes me and was like, good job. And I was like, whew. I was like, all right, we cool. So it was cool. I mean, I loved every moment of being at Oklahoma City for sure.
Awesome, man. Yo, your book is awesome. I want to make sure people know about it. It's Unmovable, Lessons from a Broken Superman. Roy Williams. Where could they buy this at?
They can, it's actually roylwilliams.com. They can go online and buy a copy for sure. Yeah.
All right, Roy, we was talking the other day, though, and you told me about your business that you have going on. I'm not going to specify how much your business is worth or anything like that. You told me, I was like, God damn. You know what I mean? I was like, I see you out there, boy. But, since you've been retired and not playing, talk about that journey and what you have been doing since then and how you've been successful.
Well, I would have to go back and just to be honest, I'm gonna shoot straight. So I always wondered why I'll say this. I always wondered why guys move back to their college towns that they played college ball. I always wondered that. And then I had an opportunity to go to Columbus, Ohio, and I seen that Eddie George had restaurants. He had a real estate company or something. And I was like, you know what? I had a light bulb moment. And I was like, I'm going to move back to Oklahoma. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm trusting that something's going to happen good. And so, doing my career, and then did 2 years in Cincinnati, and I was in Dallas, and I really didn't like the way things transpired in Dallas on how they let me go and all this stuff. So I just felt like it was a dark cloud over me in Dallas. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back home. I'm going to go back to Oklahoma. And so I went back to Oklahoma, and I started out doing sideline reporting for the university. Keep in mind, like, I've been playing football since I've been 8 years old. I love football, but as far as having to do film study, learn everybody's names, kind of done with that, right? So I was like, I don't want to do this. So that only lasted a season, and and I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do when I was having a conversation with my cousin, and he's a plumber, and I was like, man, I think I might want to get a real estate portfolio going. And he was like, well, you need to meet one of my clients. And so fast forward, I met my cousin's client at one of his properties. One thing led to another. He asked me what I wanted to do. I was like, I don't know. I want to be in business, but I may want to get some real estate. And he was like, oh, that's awesome. That's good. And then I asked him what he wanted to do. And he was like, man, I owned a security company before, and I'm thinking about starting up another one. My non-compete's coming up. And I promise you, the Most High put it in my heart to ask him if he wanted another partner. And I was like, are you sure? So I was like, do you want another partner? He was hesitant, told him a little bit of my backstory and what I had to deal with some shicey individuals or whatnot. And then we met about 6 or 7 different times, and how my business partner, when we're meeting people on how we came together, is like, I met him through his cousin, and I ran out of reasons of why we couldn't be partners, because every time my business partner asked me to do something, it's crazy because we used to meet nonstop at Brahms, the hamburger spot. We used to always meet. And every time, the time after we left, by the time he got in the car, what he asked me to do was already taken care of and done. And so he ran out of reasons why we couldn't be business partners. And so we started our company, Global Security Corporation. We founded it in 2012. We started billing our first client in 2013. And then, and at that point, we probably had probably about, just say, 30 guards. We were probably operating in like 2, maybe 3 states. And fast forward today, we got over 3,000 guards. We're operating in 34 states. So things are good, as far as my security company. And I was able to parlay that into 2 other companies. We have a federal government company, and then we have a camera access control company as well. So things are good, because there was a time in that transition, like it was some dark times. Like, I mean, it was you got to read the book. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, you read the book, you'll understand to see, like, the hurdles, obstacles, situations that I put myself in, that I was in, that I drug myself out and dusted myself off and kept it going, and that's just pretty much the ebb and flow of my life. You know what I mean? It's like, put yourself in a bad situation, you got to figure it out. I mean, and it, and I'm honestly still digging myself out to this current state of stuff that happened in that last chapter of that book. And, so it's just because my company's doing amazing, which is doing phenomenal, I'm still dealing with residue of past issues or situations that I went through. So, yeah.
Roy, tell them again where they could get the book at.
So it's www.roylwilliams.com.
Roy, tell me this. Give me a story about Eddie. I already know he's a troublemaker.
Digging. Hey, look, he's trying to dig.
No, I already know he's a troublemaker. I want to hear from somebody that grew up with him.
A troublemaker.
And I already know you are. You're still a troublemaker. So just give me a story like when y'all were kids and he got you into some shit, which I know he
got
did.
him in no shit.
No, he never.
I never got him in no shit.
He never, because Eddie's dad was no joke, like straight up. Eddie was not about to get his ass beat by his dad. His dad scared the shit out of me with his little tinted glasses that he used to wear.
He still got him.
The brown,
He still got
lenses.
Hey, them motherfuckers were only tint in the sunlight. So, and when he go out, they be clear, and then by the time he get from football practice, they tinted.
I'm telling you, I have visions of Eddie's dad. Like, I was so scared of him, dude. But no, I just remember all the times when we used to just be able, I just remember us walking to the bus, you know what I mean, with all of our shoulder pads and the helmet, and just catching the bus together and just being kids. I just remember all of us coming together for the common love of just to play sports. It didn't matter if it was basketball. Eddie never really liked to, he always wanted to be on the court because he's like, he can dog everybody on the court, but he was a good ass football player too, but I just remember, honestly, there's really no bad stories. And I will say something off camera. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it on camera.
What I do.
Go.
Yeah, say it off camera.
I will not, because it affects more than just one person. So I'm not gonna say it.
On camera. Give us a good story about him then. What did he do good?
He just told you all the shit I did good.
Look, I'll tell you, he treated me.
Look at that good.
Look, no,
Troublemaker.
I can't. Here's the deal. I can't say anything bad because Eddie always treated me like family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
That's
it was,
a true friend, bro.
it was all
That's my
love.
partner.
Like straight up. That's not a mistake. You know what I mean. The jersey back there. That's like when you grow up in the Union, and I grew up in Contempo, and Eddie's Green Haven, and in the nice houses from Contempo, you know what I mean? Like we felt like people don't understand what
It was like 40 kids. It was like 40 or 50 kids around there, wasn't it?
It was more than that. Like it was like
all
we
day,
were
every day, number of kids everywhere.
so playing, and it was so amazing to be able to see Eddie reach his goal. One, and then two, so fucking mad at Coach Chung for not letting Eddie fucking start on varsity as a freshman, and he took his talents to fucking Hayward High and fucking, oh my gosh, like I'm so still pissed off at Chung. I want to beat his ass right now.
So they didn't start you when you was a freshman?
They made me play freshman.
Yes,
I averaged
it was
37
bad.
as a freshman on freshman.
Yeah.
And then my sophomore year, motherfuckers told me, you can't even try out for varsity. You're going to play JV.
Damn.
And it was like, I said, they told me I got to play JV. He was like, oh, we out of the school. I went to the other, I went to Hayward, and it was a lineup of motherfuckers that I always hooped against, right? So I get up there, and they were like, oh, you going to try out for JV? I said, well, I'm better than him, and they all know it. They didn't say nothing. Coach was like, well, we're not chopped liver here. I was like, okay, cool. So how I ended up getting on varsity, we had a tryout the next morning, and he's like, you come play with us, and then you play with the JV after our game. And I was like, all right, and I went and tore that bitch up. He was like, hey, so what number do you want to wear?
Yeah, that's cold. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But no, I don't have anything to ever say anything bad about Eddie or anybody, because, I mean, that one is a code, but two, he's always shown me love, and it's always been love, and that's just, I mean, I look at Eddie, even though he's not my blood brother, I look at him as family, like a brother. So, I mean, it just is what it is.
Roy, remember you came to the house in Miami that year?
I sure did.
Yeah, it was you and Damian. Y'all slid through. Mm-hmm. Was y'all playing in the national championship? Was that that time? Y'all was in Florida for y'all was playing.
I think
that was 01. I think that was a national championship.
Okay, it was 2000.
2000.
Well, we came. So, shit, I almost said some shit. I know I was. I don't know if that was for the national championship. I know I came. It was like my rookie year in the NFL.
Okay. I
remember that. Okay. And then I was there some other times for some
other shit.
Yes, very much so. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave that right there. For my personal stuff, not with Eddie. It was just me on some wild boy shit. I'll just be honest. So, yeah.
Who don't go to Miami and wild out? Come on now.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Roy, a quick question about your BCS championship. That was 2000, right?
Yes, sir.
What are your memories about that? Not many people have a chance to experience any type of championships, period, at the collegiate level or the professional level. But you've experienced that at the collegiate level. You mind talking about that, son?
Yeah. So my memory of the national championship was, we weren't even on the radar when we first started. I think we were ranked like 19 or 20 at that time. So we weren't even on the radar to even make it to the national championship. And then they call it, for Oklahoman fans and Sooner Nation, they call it the Red October. That's when we played Texas. We beat Texas. I think they were top 10. We beat Kansas State and Manhattan, which they're a top team. And then we beat Nebraska at home. And then we went on and had a nail-biter in A&M and Oklahoma State. But we were 12-0 going into the national championship game. And really nobody gave us our due. And some things you can't really tell on film was our team defensive speed and the way we played. And I felt that Florida State, I mean, they were balling, they were up there, they just got done winning the national championship in 99. And so when we were walking around South Beach, Florida State was looking at us like some old country boys. But just one thing about country boys, which I'm not a country boy, them boys cock strong. You know what I mean? Them boys flipping some hay barrels. And so we had some good old country boys on our team. And, they were just kind of being dismissive and just kind of disrespectful. And I just remember come game time, I remember at the coin toss, because our quarterback, Josh Heupel and Chris Winkie, were both, so Chris Winkie won the Heisman and Josh came runner up. And I remember my boy, Torrance Marshall, at the coin flip saying that, hey, we're going to get our boy's trophy back. And he was like, nah, that's my trophy. And he was like, all right, we'll see. And then I just remember playing that game and I was just like, man, Florida State's offensive playbook was real easy. I mean, they had a toss left, toss right, a draw and a screen and a deep pass. And it's just like, that's their offense? And it was just like, we come get, I mean, I think they crossed the 50 maybe like 2 or 3 times that whole game. So, I mean, we were so ready for that game.
Wow. And then bringing that back home to Oklahoma.
Yeah. It was crazy.
You guys being the Thunder wasn't even there, right?
No.
Yeah. So you guys were it.
We were.
Yeah.
Yes. We were Oklahoma, and I'm not trying to disrespect Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma was like the professional team. Well, let's just be honest.
Yep.
Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, before the Thunder came, were like the teams that everybody came to see. Mm-hmm. Even though Oklahoma State can't sell out their stadium, but whatever.
Not to be disrespectful, but
yeah,
I'm just saying.
Boom. but no, everybody came to see either Oklahoma or Oklahoma State at that time in the early 90s and the 2000s. I mean, because we didn't have a basketball team.
I got one more.
Come on, shoot.
Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
Every year they talk about winning the Super Bowl.
And is that you? Because you a Cowboy fan, remember?
No, he ain't a Cowboy fan no more.
I am not a Cowboy fan anymore.
He said that.
Ravens.
Thank you, Roy. I don't know, man. What's wrong with them?
He said Ravens.
He says
He said somebody else too.
This is him hopping off the bandwagon.
He said
two different teams. Was it the Steelers?
Well, Roy, I will tell you why I'm not a Cowboys fan.
It's okay. I don't want to hear it.
Off camera. But I have a legit reason because I grew up loving the Cowboys. My whole family, ... Right?
Yeah.
But America's team and everybody, the Cowboy fans are fanatics. Do you still get love everywhere you go from Cowboy fans?
I really don't go out much. I'm kind of a homebody. I've never been one to go out and like, I don't seek attention. Like I truly don't. I shy away from it because I just don't, that's just not me. I've never been that guy. But it's love wherever I go. If I'm out and about and I see people, I mean, it's love. I mean, I look at it in 2 different ways. I can either appreciate people respecting me for what I did on the football field, or 2, people not even know who I am. So I rather choose to be appreciated for people recognizing me in the body of work of what I've displayed of my 9-year career. So it's love, it's respect. And so I'm very appreciative of being out and seeing Cowboy fans. I give love to everybody because I understand the importance of giving back and the greater purpose. I mean, my whole philosophy in my life, you know, then, now, and when I'm gone is I want to impact people's lives. So my legacy lives on with them when I'm dead and gone. So that's just me.
I love it. I love it. Can you imagine, bro, you being at OU and this NIL deal, NIL money happening?
Oh, he would have broke the. They would have. He had to broke the bank. He would have broke the bank.
I don't even understand.
They already.
I don't understand it. I don't understand.
Roy,
I just know
act,
people can get money. I just know they
Roy,
get money.
Don't act like you wasn't getting no bread out there. I know you don't want to incriminate.
No. I would first off, I would incriminate because the statute of limitations is over. Okay. I never received a damn dime.
You was tripping. You was tripping.
I put that on everything I love. I wish I got some some $500 handshakes or whatever. I didn't get a damn thing.
Wow.
And I thought it was crazy when I got to the Cowboys. People would be like, "Oh man, you're taking a pay cut coming here." I was like, "No, the fuck I'm not." I ain't get nothing. I ain't get nothing at OU, dude. Nothing.
Man, just imagine after that Red River Superman play or the champion. Man, you'd have been looking good.
He'd have been driving a Benz.
Commercial. Time out.
See, here it goes.
I was driving a Benz.
See what I'm saying? College.
No, here's the deal. I was working at a car dealership, right? And I was not a salesman because I didn't even like talking to people. But they used to give out free loaners, or they let the salesman drive cars.
Ain't no such thing.
Yeah.
No such thing. Especially a
you
Benz.
did get paid. What you talking
I
about?
was a car salesman, so I can drive a car off the lot.
That's what they do for
that's
what they do for cars. You work at the car dealership. Now here's a car.
Here's a whip.
Yeah.
But how many cars did you sell?
A Benz though?
I sold like 5. The Benz was somebody that worked at the delership that let me drive their cars, dude. And I parked it off campus,
like a booster?
probably about 2 or 3 blocks. He was not he actually went to our rival school, Oklahoma State. So it wasn't even that. It was actually, I'm gonna be real. Eddie, you know Dr. Ting?
Yeah,
right?
I do know Dr. Ting.
Okay, so Dr. Ting told this guy to look after me and Damien while we went to OU.
And that's how that happened?
That's how that happened.
Did you ever check the glove box?
No, I never did.
That's
where the money was at.
The money was in the glove box.
No, the money was the BMW I was driving. That motherfucker was bad. I don't know. It was a drop top, like some 19s or 20s on.
And you sold 5 cars.
You was flossing.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. Oh, we ain't even, yeah. So I never got any money from a booster, but Dr. Ting, his reach, he helped me out, looked out for me. So I was covered. I didn't get money though.
You got things.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I ain't getting no money. I had a car to drive. But hey, let's just be real.
Money.
No,
I'm gonna be straight up. You want me to be straight shot,
all right.
whatever.
Here it comes.
If I would have got pulled over, I would have been made the news because I did not have a driver's license when I was working at the car dealership.
Damn. Roy, all that shit's illegal, Roy.
It doesn't matter. I got a license now, but back then,
that's illegal shit, Roy.
That's just one thing.
Everything about that story is illegal.
Yeah.
I was riding dirty, dog.
Every single thing.
I think if we keep on talking, you're gonna realize, like, damn, maybe I did get paid.
No, I promise you, I did not.
Well, I worked at this restaurant. I was a waiter at this restaurant. I got free food all the time. I never had to pay for food, but that comes in big time handy when you're in college.
Yeah. They have a sub called a Superman after me.
I was getting Pell Grant. That's what I got.
Well, when your aunt works in a cafeteria, you don't got to worry about food. You just go to her house and she'll cook something. I had family here in Oklahoma when I came here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My grandpa was here. My aunt was here, and I had a crap ton of cousins that lived out here. So I was good. Like we're good. Yeah. Food wise, I'm with the family.
I guess they were pretty good too.
Who was good?
Miss V, your cousins.
No, my aunt.
The money came in somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
Nah. It wasn't like that. I promise you.
Okay.
I didn't receive
They don't
any money.
believe that shit.
Hey, Roy,
nobody's
It's the truth though.
Roy, nobody's believing it. Nobody's believing it. Do you know how big of a big time recruit he was though? Like he could have went wherever he wanted to go. It didn't matter. Who were the top? Besides Oklahoma, you had what? Was it Nebraska? Was Nebraska fucking with you?
No,
UCLA.
It was UCLA. I was going to UCLA. 1,000%. I went on a recruiting visit. Freddie Mitchell hosted me on my tour. I was with Deshaun Foster, which he's now the head coach there. Like, I mean, that recruiting visit was live. Like, we walked out on the track. It's in my book. And I mean, I don't condone what this guy did, what he did back in the day. But being a young African-American kid growing up, watching the Cosbys, Bill Cosby was running around the track, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is Bill Cosby. So, I mean, I was just like, oh, I'm going to UCLA. I don't need to see that damn thing else.
Wow.
So,
what was Bill Cosby chasing?
Probably ghosts of his past.
Probably running.
I don't know.
He was Jello pudding.
Man, so I had UCLA. I mean, I had all the schools in the Pac-12 except for Stanford. And then I had Texas, I had Oklahoma, I had Nebraska, I had Miami, I had Notre Dame. I mean, I got some of my letters down in the garage of people offering me scholarships, but yeah, I chose Oklahoma.
Wow. That's something different too. Letters.
It don't happen like that no more.
They used to send the letters. Nobody has no letters no more.
Emails?
I still got on my letters too. I mean, it's like through Instagrams. They'll give you offers like Instagram.
Or they'll text you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. Well, for me, Roy, it's an absolute pleasure, bro.
Yes, all of us.
I've been a huge fan for forever. I actually went to college in Oklahoma, and so I was there. I went to Southern Nazarenes in Bethlehem.
Oh, I know where that's at.
Yeah, small school. So I would be at the games, at the parties, all that type of stuff, man. And when you came to Dallas, we were super excited. And so when Eddie kept talking about you, I'm like, man, that's dope. I'm looking forward to meeting him. So for me, it's an absolute honor, man. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Roy, one more time, plug your book. That way that's on there heavy. We're trying to push that out there for you. Plug that one more time.
All right, it's www.roylwilliams.com.
Perfect. If you guys want to go get that book, tap in. There's some
Please
great stories in there, overcoming stories. Roy, appreciate your time, brother. You know I love you, man, to death.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate you, Roy.
Appreciate
Much
you
love,
guys. Man. No, I appreciate you guys. Like Mike, like for real, you're my guy. Like,
appreciate that, man.
I really love the way you play bully ball. You're passing dude. Like I mean,
appreciate that bully ball.
I'm just being honest, dog. I've had so much respect for Mr. Bibby. I swear to God. Like, Eddie knows, but you know Eddie, you know Charlie Smith and Eddie. Like Eddie used to mimic Eddie Smith. He mimicked the way Mike played, and I loved it. And he kind of looked like
you know them light skins,
So I mean, I have a shit ton of respect for everybody.
Man. Thank
but
you.
No, I just
same as me, bro.
That's dope. That's dope.